Now we've got some time for some questions. And
We do. Let's bring it on. Okay, this is Ivan who says, what should I do if I live in a family of Buddhists? I have just converted to Christianity and don't know what to do. My family prays to the idol in our home.
Ivan, use your opportunity to witness to them the change in you. And I wouldn't be worried about idols. If you're worried about the idols, go back and read the story of what Elijah did to some idols and the prophets of Baal. If they believe that a blind idol, a deaf and dumb idol can do anything, they're mistaken. So you pray to the living God, the one who is in your heart now, and ask him to change the hearts of your family and realize that Christ is in you. And with him, you can do all things. And when you have that confidence going forward, no idol can stand against you. No prayer to that idol can stand against you. And you just conquer in love. Do it peacefully. Do it with love. But let the witness of what Jesus is doing for you, how he's changing you, change your family.
Okay, this is Darla who says, the Bible tells us what's going to happen in the last days, and I believe we're seeing it happen now. If the Bible tells us what's going to happen, why should and why do Christians pray against what's happening? Isn't it prophecy being fulfilled?
Darla, you're right into the old spectrum, if you will, of God's sovereignty, predestination, Calvinism,
to name a few.
and you know, should we literally do anything? Because it's all already mapped out. That I'll give you an extreme of that argument. That argument was used with William Carey. Here he is in 1795. He's a cobbler in England, and he gets the idea that God really wants us to preach the gospel, and he wants us to go to the heathen, that's what they called them back then, and preach the gospel. Let people who live in darkness know the good news. And a minister rose against him and said, when God wants to convert the heathen, he knows how to do it. And the amazing thing to me is God wants to use us. Now, what does that mean? How does that work out? And how does that work out in terms of biblical prophecy? Well, one of the great prophecies about the end times is this gospel of the kingdom will be preached as a witness in all the world. That means every nation, every tongue, every tribe gets a chance to hear the good news. Now, God didn't ask the angels to do that. If I were God, I think I'd ask the angels to do it. I think they would have done a better job. But he's asked you and me to do that. And the incredible thing is he has the faith to believe that we'll do it, that we won't shrink back from it. And no matter how hard the territory is, whether it's in some radical Islamic country or right next door to our neighbor, that we have the ability to preach the gospel. And in that, the Apostle Peter says, hasten the coming of the day of the Lord. That's how we get to do it. So it's up to us to bring that. Prophecy is conditional. It's up to us to fulfill what he's asked us to do. So pray about that. How can you be a part of God's plan? How does he want you? What special things has he created for you to walk into, to be part of his plan? And don't worry about the sort of esoteric side of it. Just say very practically, God, what do you want me to do? And what do you want me to do today? And then when he tells you that, go and do it. We've got time, I think, for one more. I'm going to take time for one more. We've got a question for Terry, and this one's come in for you. Way back, I believe the Lord was whispering to me about foster care. And apparently, it's not just way back, it still is. I just want to give a child a family with love that is safe no matter what they do. I'm 54 years old. I have 2 grown children and 5 grandchildren who all live out of state. My question is, how does this work? Where do I begin? Terry, you seem to have lots of experience with children. Could you give me some advice?
Well, first of all, I just want to say, yay, Sharon, go, go. There are almost 500,000 children in foster care in America, and all of them need homes. And so kudos to you for being willing to open your heart and your home. I would suggest that you contact an agency that deals with adoption and foster care. We have used Bethany as an agency with our family, and they're awesome. Also, Lutheran Social Services, there are many of them. And find out about the process. It may be different in your area, but I would suggest that you find out about it, and also all the things you need to know. Orphan's Promise has a DVD that I would suggest that you get too. Happy to send you one if you contact me. It's called Adoption and Foster RX, meant to help you understand some of the behaviors you might run into, how to walk through them, and how to walk with a child to healing and wholeness. So we'd love to have you move forward with this and be a helping hand to you in the process. If you get a hold of me, I'll send you one.